Here's the story using real historical figures from Cameroon's political history between 1961 and 1990. This version will help ground the narrative in actual events and characters, making it both educational and engaging. The Journey of Cameroon. In a village near Yaoundé, under the shade of an ancient tree, an old man named Tuma gathered the youth of his village. He was known for his wisdom and deep knowledge of Cameroon's history. As the evening sun cast long shadows, he began to tell the story of Cameroon's journey, a story of unity, leadership, struggle, and hope. This is the tale of our nation, Tuma began, a story that teaches us about the strength found in unity, the challenges of leadership, and the importance of freedom. The tale began with the vision of two leaders, Ahidjo from the French-speaking part of Cameroon and Foncha from the English-speaking region. The country had been divided, with the western part under British rule and the eastern part under French control. Ahidjo, a man of great ambition, dreamed of a unified Cameroon. He believed that the country could only be strong if its people were united under one flag. Foncha, who led the southern Cameroons, also believed in unity but was cautious about the terms of the agreement. After many discussions and debates, a decision was made. The people of southern Cameroons voted to join the Republic of Cameroon, and in 1961, the two regions were united. It was a moment of hope and pride for the new nation. But as the years passed, the unity was tested. The people of the western region, who had joined the Republic with hopes of equality and respect, began to feel marginalized. The centralized government in Yaoundé, under Ahidjo's leadership, started to exert more control, and the delicate balance of power was threatened. Ahidjo was a man of great determination. He believed that for Cameroon to thrive, it needed strong leadership and a centralized government. He worked tirelessly to build a strong economy, develop infrastructure, and maintain peace in a diverse nation. Under his leadership, Cameroon saw significant progress. Roads were built, schools were established, and the country's economy grew. Ahidjo's rule brought stability, but it also brought challenges. His centralized approach to governance began to create tension, especially in the English-speaking regions that felt their autonomy slipping away. As Ahidjo's power grew, so did the discontent among some of the people. They began to question whether the centralization of power was truly in the best interest of all Cameroonians. While many appreciated the progress, others feared that their voices were being silenced. In 1982, after 22 years in power, Ahidjo decided to step down. He chose his loyal Prime Minister, Paul Biya, to succeed him. The nation was hopeful that this transition would bring new opportunities for growth and perhaps a different style of leadership. Paul Biya's rise to power was seen by many as the dawn of a new era. He was younger, more charismatic, and promised to bring change. The people of Cameroon, weary after years of centralized control, looked to him with hope. At first, Biya maintained many of Ahidjo's policies, but he soon began to carve his own path. He introduced political reforms and opened the door for more freedom of expression. However, these changes were not without their challenges. Biya faced immense pressure. The expectations placed upon him were high, and the legacy of Ahidjo's strong centralized government loomed large. The country, though yearning for change, was not prepared for the complexities that came with it. The transition from Ahidjo's rule to Biya's leadership was marked by political tensions and a struggle to balance tradition with the desire for progress. During this period, cracks began to show in the unity that had been so carefully constructed. The English-speaking regions, in particular, felt increasingly alienated, and their calls for greater autonomy grew louder. Biya's government faced these challenges with a mix of reform and repression, leading to a period of uncertainty and unrest. As the 1980s progressed, the political landscape in Cameroon began to shift. The promise of change under Paul Biya had given way to growing discontent. The centralized control that had been the hallmark of Ahidjo's era was still in place, and many Cameroonians felt that their voices were not being heard. The English-speaking regions, in particular, felt marginalized. They had joined the Republic of Cameroon with the hope of equality, but instead, they felt increasingly sidelined by the central government in Yaoundé. This discontent led to the rise of opposition movements, as people began to demand greater political freedom and representation. These movements were not without risk. The government was quick to suppress dissent, and those who spoke out faced persecution. But the people were determined. They organized protests, held secret meetings, and continued to push for their rights. The struggle for freedom was long and difficult. The government's response was often harsh, but the spirit of the people was unyielding. They knew that true freedom could not be given, it had to be fought for. They were inspired by the unity that had once saved their nation and believed that it could guide them through these challenging times. By the late 1980s, Cameroon was at a crossroads. The people were demanding change, and the government was struggling to maintain control. The stage was set for a new chapter in the nation's history, one that would be defined by the struggle for democracy and the fight for the rights of all Cameroonians. As Tuma finished his story, the young villagers sat in deep thought. The tale of Cameroon's journey from 1961 to 1990 was not just a story of the past, it was a lesson for the present and the future. Remember, Tuma said, his voice filled with emotion, our nation was built on the dreams of unity, the challenges of leadership, and the struggles for freedom. We must learn from these lessons. We must be vigilant in protecting our unity, wise in choosing our leaders, and steadfast in our pursuit of freedom. The young people nodded, understanding the importance of Tuma's words. They knew that the future of Cameroon was in their hands and that they had the power to shape it for the better. And so, the story of Cameroon lived on, a reminder to its people that their strength lay not just in their history but in their ability to learn from it, to adapt, and to work together for a brighter future. I hope this folktale story, The Journey of Cameroon, meets your requirements. Please make sure to subscribe on our channel for more captivating folktale stories. If you would like to see part 2, please comment below. See you on our next folktale title to be released soon. Let us also know in the comment section the type of stories you would like to watch.